got Turbo 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, today we are back with the F1 driver career mode, driving for the Tifosi, driving for Scuderia Ferrari. And guys, with the 2 new tracks on the 2020 F1 calendar, we are now heading towards the second one. We are heading towards Zandvoort in the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix. Now guys, in this episode, for our very good team Ferrari, as you guys know, the previous time in China, it did not go so well. We basically got P8 in the race, and Ferrari gave us a little bit of a slap on the wrist. But guys, before you do anything, go down below, swipe up and drop a like on the video. It's only gonna take you 2 nifty seconds. Oh yeah, you know you wanna do it, you just did it. I love you, thank you. Woo! Let's get back to the video. So guys, in this episode, we need to bounce back after an absolutely terrible weekend in Shanghai, China, where the Chinese Grand Prix just didn't go our way, and basically anything and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So this weekend here in Zandvoort, even though it's a new track and I usually suck at new tracks, Hanoi was a new track and we run good around there, so let's hope the same goes here for Zandvoort. And I'm really looking forward towards this track. And to all my friends in Europe that hear me pronounce Zandvoort wrong, I apologize. It's just my African tongue that does that to me. So don't judge me, just love me. So guys, you guys can see in practice, once again, Ferrari are not going to be happy with us because we DNF'd twice out of practice. And I mean literally, we broke the car twice in practice. Here's the first time. The first little one was just a little spin. This is the second one coming through that very quick right-hander, which you take at like 260 kilometers an hour. And then this happened in second practice, where we actually took a really nice line through there, but that little curb right there is a hooker, because the curb just hooks you and it does not let you go. And that's not fun. So as you guys can see here on the onboard replay, I have a perfect line through here, and I'm just a little bit too quick on the turn-in for that little left-handed kink, and the curb just sends us straight into our demise. So that was not fun. I'm not gonna lie, that was sucky, but you know what? We will survive, and for now, let's head straight to qualifying and try not to bend it. Oh yeah. Jumping straight into short qualifying, guys. As you guys know, in our career mode, we do not do a full Q1, Q2, Q3 quali session. We do one short 18 minutes qualifying session, so it's basically like Q1, but everybody drives for position. There's no knockout phases. As you guys see, heading towards the end of our first lap, we hugged the inside, and I actually realized that I lost just so much time hugging the inside. It's just safer to stay to the outside. On our second lap, we don't get the best third sector. We do go back into the red now. After we went purple first sector, I really need to work on my middle sector. We come there over the part where we think Grosjean is going to go towards heaven. You will obviously catch that joke if you're a true F1 fan. We go a few 1,000ths quicker on our fastest lap, but it still wasn't good enough. I knew there was more in the car. I accidentally get a warning for speeding in the pit lane. So we're not just trying not to bend it at that very fast right-hander, which you guys are going to see in a second on board, is absolutely fantastic to take. So we're also trying not to speed in the pit lane. So, you know, everything is counting against us. I can tell you guys, as I entered this weekend, I was really feeling the pressure from China because I'm in Ferrari. I don't have time to mess about. I need to be on the pace every single weekend. And in China, I just wasn't. So, yeah, we've really got a lot of work to do. We had a lot of homework to do after China. And now here in the Netherlands, we're ready.
Checks complete. We're ready.
Well, I hope we are ready. So guys, let's see if we are ready by jumping on board for our very fantastic lap here around the very short and powerful Netherlands circuit. Here we go into the first corner of Zandvoort. I think the first corner's name is Tarzan, if I'm not mistaken. through Tarzan, let's just use it for now, into a little left-handed kick, into a very fast right-hander. Don't be hesitant just because it's a blind apex. Through the next hairpin, up onto the power as early as possible as you head up the tiny hill. Now through this next section, don't you dare lift off. It is flat out. And now we head into my kryptonite corner. Into the right-hander, 6th gear, up into 7th gear. As you run through the corner, you clip the curb on the outside, miss that little kink on the left hand, clip the curb on the right-hand side for the next right-handed corner. Then into this very tight right-hander. It's nearly a hairpin, but this right-hander leads into a left-handed hairpin, which you have to keep tight and open up the throttle as quickly as possible. You guys can see I'm catching up to one of the Alfa Romeos ahead of me. I think it is Giovinazzi. As we head into this final sector, it's a right-hander into a 180 hairpin. It's a 90-degree right-hander into a left-handed hairpin. Through into the penultimate corner, we go. It's once again a right-hander, 90-degree, but it's much quicker than the previous one. Into the final corner, just plant your foot on the way through. Open up DRS. We steal a little bit of slipstream from the Alfa Romeo, and it's going to be P!
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Bottas, Parker, and Lewis Hamilton. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Less than half a tenth is all there's in it between myself and Valtteri Bottas. You guys know it's gonna be a good race now. I mean, come on! So now, I hope I've earned your like, and while I've earned your like, let's head straight to the Dutch Grand Prix.
It was 35 years ago that the late great Niki Lauda took his 25th and final Grand Prix win here at Zandvoort. He came from 10th on the grid to beat his McLaren teammate Alain Prost by just 0.2 of a second. Well, Zandvoort is a very different circuit today, of course, but still one with an incredible legacy. And we're going to add to that. Welcome along to the 2020 Dutch Grand Prix. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left. The main straight is 678 metres long and heads into turn 1, the Tarzan corner. With DRS down the main straight into the braking zone, that could be the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and Parker completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez and Lando Norris, Stroll, Ocon, Daniel Kvyat and Gasly, Raikkonen, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen and George Russell, Giovinazzi and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Jeff, if I have to be brutally honest with you, I do not want to continue my form that we had back in China. I want to up my game a bit, you know, son, you know. Guys, easy one stop from softs onto hards. It's going to be an easy one stop, but we're still going to have to be on our game. And guys, I know you. If you're new to the channel, you want to hit that subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future amazing episode on this channel. I know you. Do it. Thank you. I love you. Please jam with me on the formation lap. Oh yeah. guys ready for the Dutch Grand Prix here around the Zandvoort circuit? Myself and Valtteri Bottas line up on the front row. It's 5 red lights and it's go, go, go for the first ever Dutch Grand Prix here on our channel. You guys see I get a fantastic start in comparison to Valtteri Bottas. Heading into the first corner, we've got the inside for Tarzan. We take the lead away from Valtteri Bottas, but now we've got 2 very hungry Mercedes right behind us, as well as Sebastian Vettel, my teammate in the Ferrari. As you guys can see, Max Verstappen is going side by side with Carlos Sainz, heading to the second hairpin of this track. Heading into this next part, the flat out section. Will Verstappen have the legs on the McLaren? I think he might have, but it's very tight here. Don't be careful not to dip a wheel onto the grass, because you will go flying into the barriers like I did twice in practice. So that is not what I would recommend you to do. So you guys see, heading into this next section, we run through all the cars quickly as Grosjean there is going side by side with one of the Alpha Tauris there that I quickly saw there. We jump back to the lead to my own POV, well, not personal, well, not point of view, but it's the trackside POV of myself. I look sexy in the red Maranello Ferrari. Dude, guys, the 51 on the car, it just looks scrumptious. And what I also want to add is, it seems that my team's helmet, like the helmet that my character wears within my team, has found some sort of dimensional gap, and it has made itself onto my head within career mode. So guys, you guys have to keep an eye out on the episodes. There's some sort of teleporting going on here, but I'm sure it will be fixed by the next career mode episode, and we will have back our black, red and green Tifosi helmet for the Italians. But as you guys can see, oh boy, my brain is very unique. There's a big moment there for Hamilton through the third to last corner, heading into the penultimate corner. Because Hamilton was slowed up, he held up my teammate Vettel, and now Vettel is getting overtaken by Verstappen on the inside of the final corner. As we head down the main straight now, it is Verstappen v Vettel side by side. The Ferrari at this stage of the career mode has the legs on the Honda Power in the back of the Red Bull, but Verstappen has the inside for Tarzan. They are still side by side. Will Vettel keep this position? Yes, he does. He just gets the Ferrari back ahead of the Red Bull of Verstappen. And I'm sure Verstappen will not be liking that, because remember guys, this is Verstappen's home Grand Prix, and I'm sure Verstappen will like to get all his fans up on their feet and let him get a podium. But at this stage, with the Ferraris and the Mercedes being so quick, that's not going to be the easiest thing to do. Guys, what I have to mention as well is we are already on like lap 10. The first stint was just so boring. I kept these guys at bay, and that mistake from Hamilton was the first action we really had. But as you guys see here now, we have lost the lead from Valtteri Bottas, and as we come onto the main straight, we will have DRS now on the second flying fin. Rich Briggs on the fuel overtake on the ERS, heading into the first corner. It's very tough between myself and Bottas. We go up the inside, we had to go for the dive, and that is us ahead of the Finn Valtteri Bottas. Once again, we take back the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix, and that was just a little too close for comfort, guys. We need to watch out for Bottas for the rest of this race. And guys, while we quickly watch here, Mr. Carlos Sainz diving into the pit lane to strap on actually a second set of soft tires. So Sainz is doing a 2-stop in this very, very unique Dutch Grand Prix. One thing that I had to tell you guys, even though Bottas caught me at that stage, the tire wear here around Zandvoort is not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot like China, because especially the right and the left front takes a beating around this track. And actually, the tire wear really was not bad. And you guys saw at the beginning of the race, I even said pre-race, we were going to go from softs onto hards for this race. And guys, on like lap 12, I just told myself, no way, we can do a soft to medium 1-stop. Ooh, as Daniel Ricciardo his engine has let go and said kapoo! And the Renault of Ricciardo will not finish his first ever Dutch Grand Prix. That is just a pity. Oh, that is so sad. As Ricciardo comes just slowly through the final corner, he's probably going to go straight into the pit lane just to park the Renault. That is very, very sad news there for Daniel Ricciardo. As we now jump onto the POV of Nicholas Latifi. What is Latifi? Oh! What is Ricciardo's Renault doing there? And what happened to Latifi's IQ to decide, you know what, I'm going to drive right into the back of the Renault? What happened there? Okay, that's crazy. But in any case, back to my story, guys. I was not going to swap from a 1-stop, but I was going to swap from the softs onto the hards to going to the softs to the mediums. There was no point in putting on the hards, guys. First of all, during practice, the hards are absolute poo-poo. They are poo-poo around this track, as all of Ricciardo's and Latifi's parts still lie there on track. No safety car, don't worry, everything is still safe. But before we jump back to my story, guys, it is the two Mercedes side by side as Hamilton takes away P2 there from Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton is now the leading Mercedes of the two Mercedes. And guys, I was just going to stick it out on my softs, because like I said, the hards are absolute poo-poo around Zandvoort. And I actually had the exact same pace on my absolutely dead soft tires than Hamilton, Bottas and Verstappen had behind me. Thank you, Jeff. On their hards. So there was no point in going to the hards again. So I sticked out about 4 to 5 laps longer on my softs. And I'm going to strap on a set of medium tires, as you guys can see. Come on, Ferrari boys, a quick pit stop here. 2.5, not too bad at all. And now we come towards the end of the pit lane, and now we will see if we have stuck ahead of the two Mercedes boys. Here comes Hamilton heading into the first corner. Still the parts of front wing there lying on the track. But you guys can see, there's the proof that the hard tires are absolute poo-poo around Zandvoort. They are absolute poo-poo. You know, they are poo-poo. Like they're like the dung of the animal. That is how poo-poo they are. So that's why I do not like the hard tires, because it is like that on most tracks. But in any case, back to my normal accent. So guys, we have sealed the deal for the race win, as long as we just keep the car on the track. Guys, after this, it took about a lap to warm up the mediums. I'm not gonna lie, they took a while to get up to temperature. The softs just like take a quarter of a lap. The mediums actually took a full lap. And heading into the rest of the race, I gapped Bottas and Hamilton, driving not pushing, just driving normally. I wouldn't say cruising, but also not pushing. I was just maintaining pace, and I took out half a second to a full second a lap, depending on how good I hit my apexes. So that shows you guys. Oh, Verstappen nearly loses it at the third to last corner, and now he's under pressure from my teammate Vettel, heading through the penultimate corner into the final corner. What happened there to Max Verstappen? A little bit ego on the power there, Verstappen, and Vettel is going to school Verstappen in a straight line with the aid of DRS, thanks to Verstappen's little bit of a blunder there. Oh, actually, Verstappen is the one that had DRS, and Vettel must have. Oh, Verstappen loses it again. But Vettel must have done that with pure ERS, with pure overtake. That shows you guys the dominance of the Ferrari power unit. But as you guys can see here, a few laps before the end of the Grand Prix, you guys can see I'm leading by a very good margin over Hamilton in P2 and Bottas in P3. It's as if Toto Wolff told the two Mercedes boys not to fight, because Bottas was just sitting nicely behind Hamilton. Then you've got Vettel P4, Verstappen P5, Albon is in P6. P7, I think, is actually, yes, it is the racing point of Lance Stroll. No, actually, it's Sergio Perez. So Perez is in P7 for best of the rest. P8 at this stage. Oh, the racing point, I'm not gonna lie, that car looks good through that final corner. P8 and P9 is fought over by the two McLarens of Norris and Sainz. Sainz still struggling to get past his teammate on the harder compound, which is all there as well. And then finally, you've got Esteban Ocon, the only remaining Renault, in P10. Now you guys can see we jump onto the only remaining Williams, who collided with the already broken Ricciardo, George Russell. And you guys can see, for the first time ever in my Formula 1 career mode, days of making YouTube videos, I am starting to overlap some of the back markers. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, this felt damn good. And guys, let's just go on board so you guys can see a lap here on race pace around Zandvoort. You guys see that I get past, I think that was Raikkonen or Giovinazzi if I'm not mistaken. But now we head off to Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. And as you guys can see, the Ferrari it just sits on the track like I want to say like the Mercedes. The Ferrari felt fantastic this weekend here around Zandvoort. And you guys see that I accidentally forget overtake mode on as we head through that right hand, and I have a little bit of a scare with a slight bit of oversteer halfway through the corner. But we catch the car without any problems. You guys can see I'm quickly catching up to Magnussen, because literally the entire grid went from softs onto mediums. So Cody's, please do a little bit of a strategy patch for this track so that the cars get a little bit more punchy when it comes to the strategy. You guys see, oh, I mess up the fourth to last corner as well as the third to last. I'm a little bit later to the brakes, and I compromised both lines. So that was not the best way to go through there. But we go through the penultimate corner, also not the best way to go through there. But guys, that's a lap of Zandvoort on race pace.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Thank you, Jeff. And guys, this track, it's not the best track for racing, but damn, it's satisfying to drive around Zandvoort. It is so satisfying and so absolutely spontaneous. I love it. And as you can see, at the end of the race, yes, my left front is dying, but I've got a 5-second gap still towards Hamilton, and I didn't push really for one lap. I just maintained the pace. So after China, this is exactly what we needed. We take the win for the first ever Dutch Grand Prix.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here in Zandvoort, but they have done, and done it in spectacular style. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the boring choice at this point, but you can't argue that he's a driver deserving of his reputation. I know that's at odds with the official decision, but I think they deserve some recognition on a day where both of these drivers are at the top of their game.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win? You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they? You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners? Appreciate your time.
We did it, we did it, we did it, we did it, we did it. Guys, just one thing, I never get a race win. You guys get the race win with me. You guys that support the videos are the people that get the race wins with me. You guys are the ones that keep me motivated. Guys, the first ever Dutch Grand Prix. We take the win for the Scuderia, and that was just absolutely fantastic. I felt so good after that, guys. That race was really, every single lap was enjoyable. Zandvoort is truly, Zandvoort, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to say, like I said in the beginning, Zandvoort, because that's how we pronounce it in Afrikaans. So I'm sorry about that for all the English people and all my proper European friends. That is unfortunately the butchering that happens when you are South African. But guys, Zandvoort is truly a driver's circuit. This circuit is like Monaco. The racing isn't always the best, but qualifying and one lap action is fantastic. This track to drive just feels stupendous, and I literally loved every second. And it's a track that I really thought I was going to struggle to get used to, but I got used to this track so much quicker than I thought. I mean, after practice one, I felt like I've been driving here for the past 5 F1 games, to be quite honest with you, and yet it's the first time I've ever driven Zandvoort. I don't have a PC, I don't have a Assetto Corsa where this track is modded into the game. It's the first time I've ever driven Zandvoort, and you guys can't deny, my pace was kind of good. My pace was kind of strong. So that was fantastic. But guys, before I run out of time, please drop a like down below on the video. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. I highly appreciate that. Thank you for doing it. I love you. Follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter. Share this video with your friends. Don't forget to tag me in the post or the story where you share this with your friends, and I will give you a shout out on social media as well as here on YouTube. And who doesn't like that? Finally, guys, hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding the bell to never miss a future episode. I love you guys. Thank you for staying till the end. I'll see y'all next time. Cheers!